A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to this Sunday's edition of Primetime News coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
3 suspects in nightclub brawl involving Yoshitha Rajapaksa identified. Court green-lights 7-day detention and interrogation of Devinuvara double murder suspects. Government to table bill to reclaim misused state assets on the 8th of April.
තාත්තල පුතාලා බාප්පලා ඇතුළු ඒ දේශපාලනේ හිටපු අය ඥාතීන් එකතු වෙලා අපේ රටේ රාජ්‍ය දේපල රාජ්‍ය සම්පත් රාජ්‍ය මුදල් විවිධාකාරයෙන් අයථා ලෙස පරිහරණය කරලා තියෙනවා.
Copa reveals thousands of vehicles smuggled into Sri Lanka and registered with fraudulent documents. Ballot paper printing for local government elections begin. Israeli airstrike kills top Hamas official in Gaza.
Now the stories in detail. Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe emphasized the significant benefits of digitizing the country. He expressed his views at an event in Nuwara today.
Lanka ආර්ථිකයක ඕනම රටක පරිවර්තනය තුළ ප්‍රධානම දේ තමයි ඩිජිටල් කරන්නේ.
Digitization will make the country more efficient and will benefit everyone. Businesses, traders, small and medium-sized enterprises, financial institutions, the central bank, and most importantly, the people. When we use digitization in the right way, everyone stands to gain. Our role here is to educate and raise awareness. I want to thank the media and everyone who has been a part of this initiative. We also encourage you to spread the word, help people understand the benefits and inspire them to embrace digital payments. This will help create a better and safer financial future for everyone.
ඒ තුලින් බදු ගෙවන්නාට කිව යුතු බදු ප්‍රමාණය යම්කිසි ආකාරයක ඒ තුලින් දායකත්වයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ අතනොත් යම්කිසි ආකාරයක ලොකු වාසියක් ජනතාවට ලැබෙනවා මේක ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීම තුලින්.
He expressed these views at the Open Day program organized by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka in Nuwara. The event also brought together electronic money service providers, including banks, financial institutions, telecom companies, mobile payment services and entrepreneurs.
National People's Power MP Chandana Sirasa said that a bill is set to be tabled in Parliament to create a legislation focused on reclaiming state property and assets that have been unlawfully acquired. The new draft bill on the proceeds of crime will be tabled in Parliament on April 8th.
මේ රටේ රාජ්‍ය දේපල රාජ්‍ය සම්පත් රාජ්‍ය ධනය
Over the years, state property, resources and funds in this country have been taken and misused in numerous ways. Past leaders, their political allies and even their families, fathers, sons, uncles have seized what should belong to the state, treating it as their own personal wealth. That's why we're pushing forward with a new bill to create a legal pathway to reclaim those properties through the courts, targeting anyone who has wrongfully taken or privatized them. When we recently presented lists in Parliament, some mocked us, claiming that we had only lists and no real solutions. But we shared those lists to ensure the public was informed about what's been happening.
අපි පහුගිය කාලේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේදී එක එක ලිස්ට් ඉදිරිපත් කරද්දී අපට එක එක විහිළු තහළු කරා ලිස්ට් විතරයි කෝ වෙන වැඩ නැහැනේ කියලා. අපි ඒ ලිස්ට් ඉදිරිපත් කරේ ජනතාවට දැනගන්න.
The draft bill on proceeds of crime was published in the Gazette supplement on the 21st of February. The bill was tabled by Minister of Justice and National Integration on the 1st of March. This bill will cover a range of measures, including the recovery of proceeds from crime, as well as the investigation, prohibition, confiscation and disposal of these illicit proceeds.
One of the main institutions that generate income for Sri Lanka is the Department of Motor Traffic. The massive level of corruption at the Department of Motor Traffic was revealed when officials at the department appeared before the Copa committee today. It was revealed that 4,400 vehicles had been imported and registered at the Department of Motor Traffic under fraudulent documentation.
Case file. 302 motorbikes and tractors imported and registered fraudulently without paying customs duty by altering customs entries of imported second-hand motorbikes and hand tractors. 5 vehicles including Toyota Allion, Premio, Corolla and Axio vehicle models imported and registered fraudulently using customs entries of imported motorbikes and spare parts. 18 vehicles including 2 Toyota Land Cruisers, 2 Mitsubishi Jeeps and 4 Mercedes-Benz type vehicles imported and registered fraudulently using customs entries of different vehicles. A Mitsubishi Montero Jeep and a Hummer imported without paying customs duty and registered fraudulently using the vehicle number of a vehicle no longer in use. 26 vehicles including BMWs, Toyotas, Prados and Mercedes-Benz type vehicles imported and registered fraudulently using customs entries of motorbikes and other items. 3 vehicles for which customs duty were paid as cabs being registered as motor cars. The physical inspection of a vehicle imported and registered as an ambulance revealed that the vehicle was actually a luxury jeep. Using 72 customs entries used to import 120 motorbikes for the import and registration of 1,977 motorbikes and using customs entries where no motorbikes were imported for the import and registration of 2,008 motorbikes. The physical inspection of vehicles imported and registered as a truck and a single cab revealed that the vehicles were actually Defender type double cabs. The COPA committee uncovered a number of facts including the fraudulent registration of 78 vehicles imported as 7-year-old special purpose vehicles paying a minimum customs duty of 7% as cars, 22 vans and 56 motor lorries that were subject to customs duty between 85% and 115%. Mercedes-Benz have been imported under the guise of tractors. How can the official in charge say that they were not aware of it? When the country is in an economic crisis, we must look at our own institution and how it has contributed to the crisis and conduct a self-assessment. This is an issue in the system. We have a computer system that was developed in 1996. Everything in this system is now outdated. The informatics company that developed this system is not even entering into a service agreement with us to maintain this system because this system is so outdated. They say that this cannot be maintained. This is the main issue. We need an immediate solution to this. The login details of those who enter the system cannot be found in the system. Many of the logins cannot be found.
ලොගින් කියන ඒවා මේකේ හොයාගන්න නැහැ. බහුතරයක් ලොගින් හොයාගන්න නැහැ.
මේ පද්ධතියෙන් තමයි තොරතුරු.
The information is altered on the system. That information can be altered by those who have a login and a password to enter the system. Who are the officials that have access to these logins and passwords?
මොනහරි රහස්‍යාංක දීලා තියෙන්නේ කාටද?
මේ පද්ධතියට ඇතුළත් වෙලා පිටත්.
An outsider cannot enter the system and alter information. The entries in the system is handled by the official from the computer division assigned for that. One system analyst has been interdicted for engaging in various malpractices in altering the system.
මේ වෙනකොට ඉන්ටර්ඩික්ට් කරලා ඉන්නවා.
නිලධාරී හැම කෙනෙකුටම වගේ තියෙනවා user login එක. ඒ user login එකෙන් log වෙලා තමයි කට්ටිය වැඩ කරන්නේ. ඒ අනුව තමයි වැඩ කරපුවට අදාළව 99 දෙනෙක් අනාවරණය කරගෙන තියෙනවා කියලා පද්ධතිය පරීක්ෂා කිරීමෙන් තමයි ඒ තොරතුරු අනාවරණය කරගෙන තියෙන්නේ.
ඒක ඕනෙම basic system එක තියෙන දෙයක් නේ. ඕනෙම එකක් එතකොට.
That is a feature available in any basic system. The database manager can change any of that. You had a deputy commissioner or an assistant commissioner for the management of the database. That was an official from the ICTA. He was recruited to do that job. If there was a loophole in the system, he must know to correct it. The information on who logged into the system and who changed these details definitely should be available. You cannot say that the information is not available.
ඒ අනුව තමයි ඔය පරීක්ෂණයට අපි තොරතුරු දීලා තියෙන්නේ.
One official has been acquitted for those charges, right? So at the inquiry against him, wasn't it confirmed that he had done this? That is very serious. You have the usernames and password of these 158 officials.
කරා කියන එක. එහෙම නැහැ බරපතල කතාවක් නේ. මේ 158 කියන කාරණා.
If the username and passwords have been identified and if you know that they had done this, then how have they been acquitted?
කියනවා තේ.
ඔව්.
දැන් යූසර් කොහොමද නිදොස් කොට නිදහස් කරේ?
දැනට අපි
When we analyze this complete report, we can see that despite which government was in power, a large amount of money that should have come to the government has been lost over a long period of time.
පරීක්ෂණ ගෙනියනවා. මාසෙට මිලියන 4
We are going to continue this investigation to the very end. We have information that there were officials at this department that earned 4 to 5 million rupees a month. We must think about this country.
බලන්න ඕන මේ රට ගැන.
මේ වංචනික
The officials to whom the username and passwords of the accounts that altered this information belongs to are responsible for this. After identifying this, they cannot be acquitted just like that.
කරන්න බෑ.
Acting Magistrate Upali Ranasinghe has granted permission to detain and question 4 suspects, including a woman, arrested for their connection with the shooting that resulted in the deaths of 2 people along Singhasana Road, Devinura, Mathura. The suspects will be detained until the 29th of March. They were produced before the Kotavilla Magistrate Court in Mathura today.
The shooting occurred at around 11:45 p.m. along Singhasana Road near the southern entrance of the Sri Vishnu Mahadevalaya in Devinura, Mathura. A group of unidentified gunmen that arrived in a van opened fire on 2 people riding a motorcycle, killing 28-year-old Yomesh Nadishan and 29-year-old Pasindu Taruka on the spot. A nearby CCTV camera captured footage of the shooters fleeing the scene in the van. Authorities recovered 39 shell casings. The van, suspected to have been used by the gunmen, was found abandoned and set ablaze along Vallamadama Port Road, about a kilometre away from the crime scene. Police suspect the incident is linked to a dispute between drug traffickers. 27 shootings have been reported so far in 2025, resulting in 22 deaths. Police said 18 of these shootings were carried out by organised criminals, resulting in 19 of the deaths. 13 people have been injured in shootings. Police said 8 of those injuries are linked to organised crime.
A box suspected to contain T-56 ammunition has been discovered in the Batathuna area of the Kanduruvela Muslim colony. The box was found under a bridge in the area. Police suspect the box contains 750 rounds of ammunition.
In 1995, shortly after Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga came to power, she ordered the establishment of the Batalanda Commission of Inquiry on the 21st of September to investigate the infamous Batalanda incidents. The commission was tasked with probing the illegal detention, torture, murder and disappearance of young individuals at the Batalanda housing complex in Birgama, a property which was under the purview of the State Fertilizer Manufacturing Corporation. Today, we delve into some of the Commission's key findings regarding the events that transpired at the Batalanda housing complex between 1988 and 1990. What did the Batalanda Commission uncover? The Commission's report underscores that several houses within the Batalanda housing complex were used for illegal detention and torture during the period between the 1st of January 1988 and 31st of December 1990. The complex was under the purview of the State Fertilizer Manufacturing Corporation at the time, which was under the Ministry of Industries. Ranil Wickramasinghe, then Minister of Industries, played a pivotal role in this dark chapter of Sri Lanka's history. The Commission's finding revealed that Ranil Wickremesinghe instructed officials from the State Fertilizer Manufacturing Corporation to allocate and release the houses in the Batalanda housing complex to police officers from the Kalaniya Police Division. Key houses in the complex, including A2/2, A2/1, A2/3, A1/7, B2, B1 and B7 were assigned for use by these officers. The Commission discovered that several of these houses were used by a police unit led by Douglas Pearce, the officer in charge of the Paliguda police station. 13 houses were also allocated to the Kalaniya Anti-Subversive Operations Unit. Shockingly, one of these houses was even designated as Ranil Wickremesinghe's personal office. The Commission found that Ranil Wickremesinghe had abused his ministerial authority by facilitating the unlawful occupation of houses in the Batalanda housing complex. Police officers from the Kalaniya Police Division, fully aware of the illegal activities occurring within the complex, violated departmental regulations in occupying these homes. The Commission identified 15 police officers, including Assistant Superintendent of Police Douglas Pearce, Chief Inspector of Police Ranjit Wickremesinghe, and the Senior Superintendent of Police Nalin Delgoda. The Commission also criticized Deputy Inspector General of Police Meryl Gunaratne for his failure to take action, allowing the illegal occupancy of the Batalanda housing complex to continue unchecked. The Commission accused a Senior Superintendent of Police Nalin Delgoda of intentionally failing to prevent these houses from being used for unlawful purposes. The Commission identified 13 officers directly responsible for the illegal detention and torture of individuals, including Assistant Superintendent of Police Douglas Pearce, Chief Inspector of Police Ranjit Wickremesinghe, Police Sergeant Ratnayaka, Police Sergeant Ranathunga, Sub-Inspector of Police Delgahagoda, Police Sergeant Upali Lakheva, Police Constable Driver Ranjit, Police Constable Jayawardana, Police Constable Hing Banda, Police Sergeant Kappagoda, Police Constable Padmini Premalatha, Police Constable Lakshman, and Police Inspector Sunil Bandaranisanka. What was Ranil Wickremesinghe's role in this? The Commission's finding exposed that police meetings held at the Batalanda housing complex during this period were explicitly unauthorized by the Ministry of Defence. Yet, Ranil Wickremesinghe, the then Minister of Industries, took it upon himself to chair those meetings even though he had no legal authority to do so. Ranil Wickremesinghe personally requested the liquidator of the State Fertilizer Manufacturing Corporation to set up illegal detention centres in houses within the complex, including B2, B8, B34 and A1/8. The report also names Assistant Superintendent of Police Douglas Pearce and Chief Inspector of Police Ranjit Wickremesinghe as the ones who set up and ran these illegal detention centres where people were tortured and mistreated. The Commission clearly states that then Inspector General of Police Ernest Pereira knew exactly what was happening but chose to do nothing about it. Why was nothing done to stop these brutal acts in a government-owned housing complex? Who truly benefited from these horrific actions, and why did they go unpunished for so long? Should we allow these crimes to be buried in the past as if they have never happened? Or is it time to face the truth?
Newsfirst with the people.
Police have identified the suspects involved in a brawl outside a nightclub in Union Place, Colombo. The suspects are residents of Dehiwala, Attidiya and Timbirigasya. Yoshitha Rajapaksa, the son of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, and his wife were at the nightclub early yesterday morning when the incident took place. The altercation began when the couple refused to wear the required wristbands to enter the nightclub. The nightclub's bouncers told the police that the situation escalated into an assault. One of the bouncers was injured and is now receiving treatment at a private hospital in Colombo. The incident was recorded on CCTV cameras at the premises. CCTV footage shows Yoshita arriving at the nightclub at around 1:25 a.m. and speaking with the people outside. A few minutes later, as he and his group tried to enter the nightclub, a bouncer questioned them about the wristbands. Yoshita Rajapaksa left the scene during the altercation. The group that arrived with Yoshita Rajapaksa then assaulted the bouncer. The footage also shows a woman coming out of the nightclub and confronting the group. The Kompanja Media Police are investigating the incident and have identified the suspects. The suspects have fled and police are trying to locate them.
Newsfirst, main sponsor.
Tokyo Super, Onavetakata Super. With trendy fashion collections bringing style to Valavatta. Opening from March 12th at number 42A Gall Road, Valavatta. Ready for you.
Suzy Clothing Store.
මහත්තයාගේ පක්ෂයාගේ විශ්වාසය නුරකි.
රොකී ටීම් එක හොඳ කොල්ල සෙට් එකක් නේ.
මට සමාවෙ යාළුවා. සමාදානෙ සෙතපියා.
Rocky. හෙට රාත්‍රී 8ට සිරස ටෙලිතිරයෙන්.
In the heart of Anamadua, lives are changing. For years, patients traveled miles for life-saving treatments, but not anymore. Gammatha renovated a building to establish a dialysis unit at the Anamadua Base Hospital and constructed another building to house a medical-grade water purification system. Gammatha, for the people, by the people.
The local government election Sri Lanka 2025.
The nomination process for the upcoming local government elections in the Mana, Punakkani and the Hettakandya Pradeshya Sabhas will begin tomorrow.
Nomination papers can be submitted for the upcoming local government elections in the Mana, Punakari and the Hettakandya Pradeshya Sabhas from tomorrow and will continue until 12 noon on the 27th of March. The deadline to deposit bonds for the elections is at 12 noon on the 26th of March. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has begun printing the ballot papers for the elections. As of noon today, ballot papers for 20 local government bodies have already been handed over to the Department of Government Printing. The Commission also announced that a gazette notification on the maximum amount candidates can spend during the election campaign will be released next week. In a statement, PAFREL confirmed that over 3,000 election observers will be deployed to ensure a fair process. Rohana Hettiarachchi, Executive Director of PAFREL, added that 160 officials have already been assigned to monitor elections in each electoral district.
දැන් වෙලාව හරි මම අවශ්‍ය තියෙන්නේ මේ විදිහටම ගන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ හොඳට බලන් ඉන්න. එච්චරයි.
පළවෙනිදී කිව්ව බොරුව තමයි ඒගොල්ලොන්ට කිව්වා මං අපි දෙන්න කතාවද බැඳලා කියලා.
රස රහසක්.
හෙට රාත්‍රී 7:30ට
සිරස ටෙලිතිරයෙන්.
Every day, millions face the impossible. What happens when clean water feels out of reach? When an entire village is left helpless? When it seemed like no one is listening, Gammatha saw the need. Gammatha took action and a community fought back. A water purification system for a village that once had none. Gammatha, for the people, by the people.
Welcome back. Here with News First. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar concluded the first consultative committee meeting of 2025 for external affairs, focusing on India's relationships with its neighbouring countries, Bangladesh, Maldives, Myanmar and Sri Lanka.
India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar posted on X, quote, concluded the first consultative committee meeting of 2025 for external affairs. A useful discussion on India's relationship with Bangladesh, Maldives, Myanmar and Sri Lanka. End quote. The meeting saw active participation from several prominent figures. Northern Province Governor Nagalingam Vedanayagam has announced plans to request the establishment of a Memorandum of Understanding between Sri Lanka and India to facilitate the repatriation of Sri Lankan refugees currently residing in India. A special meeting on the matter took place yesterday at the Governor's office, where the Governor emphasized the need for an official framework to address the return of refugees. Currently, around 334,797 Sri Lankans are living as refugees in India, with 50,620 originating from the northern province. The Governor said that steps will be taken to formally notify the Sri Lankan government regarding the repatriation process. He said that subsequent actions will be based on a list of individuals expressing their desire to return to Sri Lanka.
The High Commission of Pakistan and the Pakistani community based in Sri Lanka celebrated the 86th National Day of Pakistan in Colombo today.
The High Commission of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan in Sri Lanka, together with the Pakistani community in Sri Lanka, celebrated the 86th National Day of Pakistan with traditional fervour and resolve to make Pakistan a strong, vibrant, progressive, democratic and welfare state. High Commission of Pakistan to Sri Lanka, retired Major General Fahim ul Aziz, unfurled the Pakistani flag to the tune of Pakistan's national anthem in a ceremony held at the Pakistan High Commission today. Special messages by the President and Prime Minister of Pakistan were also read out during the ceremony. The National Day celebrations in Colombo ended with a cake-cutting ceremony to commemorate Pakistan's National Day by the High Commissioner along with children. The ceremony was attended by the members of Pakistani community based in Sri Lanka and a large number of participants from various walks of life.
The Embassy of Japan hosted a reception for the award winners of the Japanese Graduate Alumni Association of Sri Lanka on the 21st of this month.
The Japanese Graduates Alumni Association of Sri Lanka hosted a reception for the award winners of the Jagas Lifetime Award 2025.
Jagas is a treasure trove of people, treasure trove of wisdom, knowledge and experience. But if we get together and do a lot of interaction among us, there'll be more knowledge, more wisdom coming out from this kind of interaction. That's why I wanted to provide this venue after the formal ceremony for us to get to know each other more and more, and for us to have chances to create something new again here. That's what I mean by I believe in the strength, power of people-to-people connection.
Thanks to Japanese government, Japanese people, Japanese culture, Japanese experience, we are standing here. We learn a lot, we experience a lot. We thought out of the box and started doing something innovative. Thanks to the Japanese scholarship, thanks to the Japanese relationships, experience, learning, and this relationship.
For the first time, 7 Japanese and 10 Sri Lankan awardees were selected for their remarkable contributions across various sectors, including agriculture, business, education, technological development and sustainable peace.
Moving on to news overseas, hundreds have evacuated their homes as wildfires raged in South Korea. A state of national disaster was also declared, covering Ulsan city and North and South Gyeongsang provinces in the southeast.
South Korea has declared a state of emergency as deadly wildfires continue to burn across its southeastern regions, causing widespread destruction and forcing hundreds to evacuate their homes. The Interior Minister made the announcement in response to the extensive damage caused by simultaneous wildfires across the country, particularly in the provinces of North and South Gyeongsang and the southeastern city of Ulsan. The Korea Forest Service has issued its highest fire warning level, severe, in 12 locations, including the major cities of Busan and Daejeon. Several highway sections in the country's southeast, including a key route between Ulsan and Busan, have been closed due to the fires. Emergency workers are struggling to contain more than 30 wildfires that have erupted across the country, fueled by strong, dry winds. Authorities have deployed nearly 1,600 emergency workers, 35 helicopters and dozens of firefighting vehicles to combat the flames. Meanwhile, the Sri Lankan embassy in South Korea says that no Sri Lankans have been harmed by the forest fires raging in the southeastern regions of the country. The embassy said that it is closely monitoring the situation of Sri Lankans living in those areas. There are about 35,000 Sri Lankan workers in South Korea.
An Israeli airstrike in the southern city of Khan Yunis in Gaza has killed top Hamas political leader Salah al-Bardawil.
The Palestinian group, issuing a statement, confirmed Hamas political leader Salah al-Bardawil's death. It said the senior Hamas politician was killed along with his wife in a treacherous Zionist assassination operation on their tent in Al-Mawasi, west of Khan Yunis. Hamas described him as a beacon of political, media and national work and a symbol of honesty, steadfastness and sacrifice, and said, quote-unquote, he never failed to perform a duty, take a stand or serve the cause. It added that his killing comes, quote-unquote, as part of the series of brutal massacres committed by the enemy against our steadfast people in the Gaza Strip. The statement also added that Bardawil had been praying along with his wife when the Israeli missile struck their tent. Israel's military resumed significant strikes on Gaza on Tuesday, blaming Hamas for refusing to extend the first phase of a ceasefire that came into effect on the 19th of January and lasted almost 2 months.
Pope Francis, who has been battling pneumonia for more than 5 weeks, has been discharged from hospital today but will require a further 2 months of rest at the Vatican.
Pope Francis, 88 years old, was admitted to Rome's Gemelli Hospital on the 14th of February with a severe respiratory infection that became the most serious health crisis of his 12-year papacy. While the pontiff will return to the Vatican today, his doctors said it would take a lot of time for his aging body to fully heal. His doctors said they had prescribed the Pope 2 months of repose and had advised him against taking any meetings with large groups or that require special effort. Sergio Alfieri, head of the Pope's medical team, told the press conference that the recommendation for a period of convalescence of at least 2 months is very important. Pope Francis, who was fighting double pneumonia, suffered 4 acute attacks of what the Vatican called respiratory crisis during his time in hospital. The doctor added that the pontiff no longer has pneumonia, but is also not completely healed from a complex infection involving several microorganisms.
Our country is truly breathtaking, yet so many of its beautiful historic and scientifically significant places remain overlooked. We are here to change that, bringing these hidden gems to the forefront so they can finally get the attention they truly deserve.
Beautiful Sri Lanka.
Despite the construction of numerous modern bridges around the world, the Nine Arches Bridge in Sri Lanka remains one of a kind. And it's no surprise tourists from all over the globe are flocking to witness its unique beauty and rich history. Today we are taking you to another hidden gem. Just 500 meters from the Marvanel town, along the old Colombo Candy Road, stands a historic brick bridge that might not be as famous as the Nine Arches Bridge, but it is no less impressive. With its 4 majestic arches stretching 70 meters across the Maoi River, this bridge is a true marvel. Built between 1832 and 1833, during the tenure of Governor Sir Edward Barnes, it was withstood the test of time and still carries vehicles today. But there's more to this place than just the bridge. Not too far, you will find a fascinating bat colony. As the sun rises, thousands of bats take flight, offering a surreal, almost magical experience for visitors. It's one of those rare sights you won't forget. For those with a sense of adventure, the area offers even more to explore. Nearby attractions include the historic Saladiyal Rock, the Batalegala Bible Rock, the serene Devanagala Rajamahaviharya, and the stunning Asupini and Falls. This place isn't just about a beautiful bridge. It is a destination that brings together history, nature, and the thrill of discovery. Whether you're a local or an international traveler, this spot is bound to leave you in awe.
Belihulhoya, a hidden gem in Balangoda, is already a favorite among travelers. But now it's offering something better to make your visit even more memorable. This is tonight's edition of Happy Headlines. Good night.
Happy Headlines. Belihulhoya in Balangoda is a well-known gem, but now it has something even more thrilling to offer. Starting today, both local and international visitors to the Belihulhoya tourist zone can enjoy an exhilarating new experience with kayaking in the picturesque Kinchigune section of Samanala. The official launch of this exciting venture was celebrated today. This initiative is supported by the Kinchigune Adventure Association and the Belihulhoya Tourist Association, aiming not only to captivate visitors but also to stimulate the local economy by bringing in foreign exchange. Don't miss out. Experience Belihulhoya like never before and create memories that will last a lifetime.
Happy Headlines.